In the real estate photography world, there's this coveted platform that you want to be on called Zillow Gone Wild. Well, I made it. If you're not familiar, there is a group out there called Zillow Gone Wild. It is featured on Facebook, it is featured on Instagram and Twitter, and they have over 1 million followers. And the weirdest, oddest homes are featured on here. And it happens to be that one here in Green Bay, Wisconsin was featured last month, and I happen to be the photographer. It is the most bizarre home that I've walked into, yet it was very welcoming. This was a 1950s mid-century modern for the time. The moment I stepped into this house, I didn't know where my foot ended and the shag carpeting began. We were kind of like one together. It was a moment for 45 minutes that I felt like I was on the Brady Bunch. I was reliving the 1960s and the 1970s, and yet it was one of the cleanest houses I've ever been in. This house, the rooms are so funky. It has a floating staircase. It has the weirdest countertops that curve, and the fireplaces are just out of time. They're out of time. And yes, every house needs to be photographed, whether it is old, new, ugly, good looking. They need to be featured because they need to sell, and that is why I am hired. So when I came into this house, there was that vibe. And the funny thing is, I just felt like we needed to have a party. And every room is just so funky. The bedrooms are all crazy. I even thought for about 2 minutes, is this a house that I want to buy? Then I thought, no, too much money. This would take way too much work. The roof. I mean, look at the roof of this house. It is crazy. I actually got up. There's a door to the roof. I got up. I looked out there. It's crazy. It's flat. It's like you could have a party on your roof. Man, maybe I should have bought it. So as I'm going along, there's 2 real estate agents that are marketing this home. I'm the one that's actually doing the photography and getting everything set for that. It's quite huge. It's over 4,000 square feet. It doesn't have a finished basement, so the basement could be finished, and it could be more like 6,000 square feet because that basement is huge. So I did not know the basement was not finished. I flipped on a light, and all of a sudden, there was like Tom Jones playing in the background. It was 1960s, 1970s, kind of like, you know, whatever 1960s and 70s sounds like. I can't replicate that. And I'm thinking, did I just flip a switch to the old turntable? Like, what just happened? And I realized that they had speakers in, and the agents turned on some music. I bet you there was a lot of fun parties here in the day. It is so interesting. So these are a few pictures of the home, and I'm showing you direct pictures that I have taken because they're gonna be less compressed even on YouTube. Have you ever heard of Zillow Gone Wild? I mean, I didn't until last month, and then all of a sudden the internet started busting out and talking about this house, and I'm thinking, cool, what's the house? And then I realized, oh, I photographed that house. I even texted my wife while I was in that house, like, do you want to move from a nice house to a potentially nice house and see what we could do with this? And she actually was more crazy about that idea than I was. And then too much work. Too much work. That floating staircase was kind of wobbly. I didn't know how long it was going to float. Not much longer. But I mean, look at these. Look at the living room in here. It comes down. That's a party room. The kitchen is amazing. You got this big kitchen, then it flows into this kind of like a family kitchen area. Now, I've said it before on this channel, so I'm sorry for those of you who have heard me say it over and over, but I am in over 1,000 homes a year, and so I see good, bad, ugly, weird. I see it all. This one was like weird and cool at the same time, and I kind of want to go back. So if it doesn't have an accepted offer, maybe I'll give myself a showing on it, and maybe a new studio will be right there on the shade carpeting, floating staircase. We'll kind of walk it down. It'll be a good intro. Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to make this quick video stating that, you know what? It's like my 15 minutes of fame here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. on Zillow Gone Wild. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Those videos for the R6 are coming out. I just finished shooting the ones with the IBIS, and I hope to have that in the next day out. And then I'm gonna have more detailed video and log video comparisons as well. But the next one that's gonna be shooting out is gonna be on IBIS, handheld, and then on a gimbal, so you can see how it shakes. And that will be really cool. So if you're excited for the R6 Mark II videos and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified once that is listed. I try to get them listed right away in the morning, and that way people have time to see them throughout the day. We'll see you in the next video. Zillow Gone Wild.